Yeah, STOS brand apparel, brand new line. No time for excuses, put your head down and grind. Some stay stagnant, stuck in place. Others grow. A lot of people run their mouth, some talk, others show. Yo, no exaggeration, it's the truth. What's the mission? Daily affirmations for the youth, and show them who they truly are. They can't go wrong when they stay smart, talented, outgoing, strong. So how do you defeat the odds? With unwavering faith and belief in God.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Dwayne Joseph here.
Keith Esler here.
STOS Brand Apparel. Just want to welcome you back to the second episode of our STOS Brand Apparel podcast. First, I'd like to just, if you got a chance to check it out, check out our last episode. I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for giving it a listen. If you are on, make sure you go to YouTube, like and subscribe. STOS Brand Apparel, please like and subscribe. Share it with your friends, share it with family. Let everyone get to know what the brand is all about. Real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to Bobby J from Rockaway for lending us, his lyrical prowess for our intro. We're going to be doing an episode with Bobby J from Rockaway.
Absolutely.
So you get to know all about him and just see, how dope he is. Right. He's no joke. So, but, we are here, Keith.
What's up, man?
How was the week? How was the week?
Week was pretty good, man. Week was good. Work, gym, just a typical week, man. Yeah. Nothing new. So what's going on with you? How was your week?
The week is the week, man. The week is the week. The week is work and family, and and we'll get into all of that. Yep. When you're at the gym, what's on your playlist right now?
So what's on my playlist? I typically have like different playlists when I'm at the gym. I have, certain rappers that I listen to, and then I have R&B that I listen to. So currently, the last thing that was on my playlist I was listening to, I think I was listening to Gunna. And the song that I was listening to was called Today I Did Good. So that really gets me motivated. Just, he's talking about that, he feels good, he feels fit, he didn't get into any trouble, he's still happy that he's successful, things like that. So I really like that song, and that really gets me going while I'm in the gym. Okay. So what's on yours?
Man, for me, I listen to everything from hip hop to I listen to a lot of rock that I listen to. I don't even know if you call it rock, but right now what I'm really listening to is Linkin Park. That's kind of like listen to their new album From Zero. So
right.
A lot of Linkin Park, a lot of hip hop, but it's old, but it's 90s hip hop. It's 90s or 80s hip hop. I can't do the new stuff. I'm sorry. Hate me if you want to. I can't do it. But it's a lot of Wu-Tang. It's Public Enemy.
Ah, man, I might have to pull out a couple of. I might have to pull out a Wu-Tang album.
Yeah, it's Big Pun. It's Cuban Link. I'm just so. Yeah. It's Skrillex, it's Linkin Park. It's just I run the gamut. Sometimes I just run the gamut. Sometimes there's soca on my playlist, or there's reggaeton on my playlist. Right. So it just whatever keeps me moving and keeps me going. So, we'll jump into this. So we were getting some questions from people, and one of the questions that they ask us is. What's the hardest part about balancing running STOS while taking care of just, everything every day in our personal lives?
Right.
And I mean, we were talking about it, and it's when you say the hardest part, I don't even know if hard is a good word, because it is what it is. We work.
Right. We work. I would say, I wouldn't say the hardest. I would say probably the most difficult thing about trying to run STOS while we're typically still doing our 9 to 5 is just, because our mind is running 24 hours of how we can improve STOS. So the hardest thing is like you're concentrating on your work, and you got other things to do, but you're constantly thinking of how can I make this brand better? How can I get it out to the people? What else do I need to do to get people motivated to make a purchase and things like that? So I would say that the most difficult thing is trying to turn your brain off when you're while you're trying to focus and work. Yeah, because you're doing your job, but you are constantly thinking of, man, what else could I be doing to help my brand.
Yeah.
And then sometimes too, even in family life, like you could come home and, you know, wife or girlfriend could be, you know, sitting there telling you about your day, and your mind is something that's completely somewhere else. And then they're asking you like, "Hey, did you hear what I said?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I heard you."
Yeah. Well, what's funny about that is that he's right. It's just figuring out how to turn it off. Right. And that kind of leads its way into another question we had. Right. You know, and they asked, you know, do you ever have any issues with family and friends with, you know, when it comes to the brand? And you know, eat, sleep, breathe the brand.
You have to.
You have to. Matter of fact, no matter what you're doing, I don't care if it's STOS brand apparel. I don't care if whatever business venture you're running, you plan on running or getting into, you have to eat, sleep, and breathe the brand. What you're doing. Absolutely. And there are going to be times where, you know, let's keep it real. There are going to be times where family is going to have an issue because, you know, you're constantly talking about it. Right. It's always on your mind. Constantly showing, constantly trying to get feedback and input. And sometimes people are like, "Hey, can we talk about other things?" But I tell you, that is one of the things you have to do. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, you definitely do. You have to be relentless, and you have to be laser focused. Yeah. All right. That's the correct word I'm looking for. You have to be laser focused. Yeah. And when you're laser focused, sometimes, you know, others don't understand that. Right. They don't understand that, hey, this is what it requires. They don't understand why you're putting so much effort into it. They don't understand why you're constantly talking about it. Why, like, you keep talking about this, you keep talking about that. Yeah, well, this is the only way I'm gonna get to where we need to be.
Right. And the frustration comes when it's not only that, it's, you know, not everything you do is going to take off and it's going to skyrocket immediately.
Absolutely not.
And there's going to be the growing pains, the learning
curve is huge.
You figuring out something you think is like, oh, this is going to be great, this is going to take off, and next thing you know, it's like it's not moving.
It's not moving,
or things aren't happening as quickly, and then everyone from the outside who doesn't have the same zeal and passion that you do, they're looking at it and, you know, seeing it's not moving as much, and then it's like, how do you have to then wrestle with them, right? You know,
helping them to understand what your frustration is, because they can see it in you. Yeah. You know, and they're like, well, you know, why is he so frustrated? Or why is this person, you know, taking this so seriously?
And they look at it as if it's not moving.
Yeah, it's no big deal to them.
If it's not moving, then it's not successful. It's not, and you know, when you get into this, when you get into any business, right? You have to plan on, okay, you know, it's going to be about a 2, 3, 4 year journey. You can't go into this thinking that
this is going to take off.
It's going to take off and right away. Now, look, you know, I wish. Hey,
we all wish.
We all wish. If I could get an LL Cool J to come and, you know, and promote the brand, and then we skyrocket from there.
If you're watching this,
if you're watching STOS brand apparel,
definitely. Hey, you can make some moves with you.
But I mean, it's just, you're gonna have strife because people don't have the same passion behind it that we have.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? And you have to kind of get through it. While you're doing life, you know, life be life, right?
Right. Life doesn't stop.
Life doesn't stop. Bills don't stop. The bills don't stop. This dream doesn't stop. So
the work doesn't stop. Talking about it doesn't stop. What we're doing right now doesn't stop.
Right.
This is the one thing that you hear from every single person that's in a business is consistency. Yeah. You have to be consistent. You have to be relentless in your passion. Yeah. And people will tell you they've been through ups and downs. They, you know, had major losses, things like that. But they never, the one thing is that they never stop. They stay consistent.
And when you're doing it, you have to do it you have to believe in it, do it for the love of it. Yeah. Look, nobody wants to get into business and not have it be financially successful. Right. Absolutely. But that cannot be the sole driving force. The driving force has to be the passion behind it. Right. Everything else flows from that. right? Because if you have that passion, you have the authenticity behind what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And that's something that's important. That's important to us is that authenticity. That's what keeps us trying to make sure that we give you that we're staying on top of the quality of what we're doing.
Right.
You know, and we're trying to give you something that motivates you. He's got the discipline, commitment, gains, because that's what it takes. It's not just about gym, right? That's about life. You know, is discipline, commitment, gains. So, I mean, that's what it takes. You know, and you will have the strife and but you know, you work your way through it. You know.
You work your way through it. You stay consistent.
Yeah.
And also too, if you guys have any recommendations, put them down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video as well.
Yeah.
And like and subscribe to the channel so you can always get notifications.
Yeah.
But definitely give us some tips. I mean, if you are in business or if you're a small business owner and you have any tips and you have some valuable information that you think that we could use, definitely drop it down in the comments below and let us know.
Let us know. So, you know, along with all of this and how do you get through your daily life, you know, and stress has come about, right?
Always.
So how do we handle the stress? How do you handle the stress?
How do I handle the stress? 2 ways. 1, I pray. And number 2, I go to the gym. Those are the 2 biggest ways to deal with stress and situation.
That is it.
You have to keep God first in everything. And then gym is just to release all of that frustration and pent up emotion and things like that. You don't want to take it out on anybody else. You don't want to take it out on a family member. You don't want to take it out on anybody at work. You know, you don't want to take it out on the complete stranger. So you keep your focus in God. You go in the gym and you just let loose, man. And trust me, the gym is the best stress reliever. Well, it's one of the best. I ain't gonna say it's the best. It's one of the best.
Yeah, there's some other ways.
There's some other ways, which I'm pretty sure you guys already know. But
this is a PG.
This is a PG podcast, so we not gonna go there. But definitely going to the gym, putting your work routine on, putting those headphones on, zoning out, getting to your groove of your music, and then just diving into your fitness journey is a great way to release stress. And me personally, that's how I release stress.
Pray. The gym is a must. I read. I do a lot of reading. So I love
reading. I forgot about that.
I love fiction novels, so I'm always reading. And then you know what? Look, I zone out. I binge shows, man. I'll watch my TV shows that, you know. So, you know, and then you know what? And then it's family life. It's whatever we're doing with the family, and when the weekends come, and you know. What kind of festivals can you go to, or you know, what kind of fetes that we go to, you know, so it's all of that. It's finding that you have to have that balance, right? And you
absolutely work-life balance.
We have to be fully invested in the STOS, but it can't just be fully invested at the same time, right? You have to have other outlets. Sometimes you run into those, you hear people, those mental blocks, right? Sometimes you go out the gym and you bang out and you sweat and clears up the fog, right? So
absolutely.
That's what I do. That's what we do.
It's a great way to release stress.
What are some ways you guys do it? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Leave it down in the comments.
Maybe something we want to try out. So, you know, there was another question.
Okay.
Someone asked, what do you do when you feel like quitting, like when it's slow?
Well,
you know,
the one thing that you can't do, absolutely should not do, is quit. That's one thing we don't want to do.
We says never quit.
There you go. We actually have a shirt that says never quit.
Never quit.
Make sure you go to the website, check it out.
www.stosbrandapparel, stos-brand-apparel.com.
And you don't want to quit. What you want to do is not necessarily quit, but you might have to sit back and reevaluate. Okay, so you might have to sit back, reevaluate, think about ways that went wrong, and you know, you could think of some other ways of getting better, of improving. But the one thing that you don't want to do is to quit. But you can sit back and reevaluate, like, okay, well, what's going on at this time, or why is this happening at this time?
Right.
I was looking at a video the other day, I think that you sent me, that when the lady was talking about positivity, and she said that if you're into manifesting is pretty much is, you know, you're telling your brain what you want.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you feel like quitting, you have to tell your brain that even though you think that you can't do it, say to yourself, well, what if I can do it?
Yeah.
What if I can get this done? What if I can figure this out?
Yeah.
You know, what if?
That was from the Mel Robbins podcast.
So Mel, if you're watching this, we took that from your podcast.
Yeah, we watched the podcast.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And definitely, you don't want to quit. You want to reevaluate, and you want to manifest what you can to overcome that fear.
And you want to stay patient.
Yes,
you have to stay patient. Listen,
that's hard. That is extremely hard.
It is not easy because when the stresses come through, when things aren't going, you look at it and it starts to make you question, right? And doubt, self-doubt, and you have to battle through that.
Yep.
And understand that everything, it's about the progression. It's about figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Look, you can't satisfy and you can't make everyone happy, right?
Not at all.
And there's some things we think like, yo, that's great. Everyone's gonna love it.
But they
don't. Doesn't. And then the least is the one that takes off. You know.
Absolutely.
But you have to be patient through this. You have to be patient. There is no quit, right? Period. There is no quit.
There's no quit.
There's, as you said, there's the reevaluating. And you know what? You patience, persistence,
consistency.
Consistent. Don't stop. Come out with new ideas. Come out.
That's where the reevaluation comes in.
Yep.
When you're coming out with new ideas, when you're thinking like, okay, this didn't work. Okay, so what do I do now to make it work?
Right.
So you sit there and you reevaluate like, well, when I did this, maybe I shouldn't have went to this avenue.
Right.
And when I did that, maybe I should have turned this way.
Right.
So what you want to do is you want to come back, figure that out, go again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the main thing is to keep
going.
Keep going.
And give yourself grace.
Yes.
Give yourself grace through this because it's stepping stones and you're going to stumble along the way. Right?
Absolutely. You're going to stumble.
And it's okay to stumble and learn from that misstep. Right. That's okay. That's part of the process. Matter of fact, if you're not making a mistake,
you're not in the process.
Right. You're not, there's no progression. You have to make a mistake in order to learn. So you just, that is vital. That is vital to give yourself that grace and not have something fall and not work and just think, God, this didn't work and this is it. I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Which is also part of the STOS philosophy. When you're thinking of STOS, you say some talk. So you can't just keep talking about it.
Right.
Okay. You can talk about mistakes. You can talk about the things that you did wrong. You can talk about the missteps. But then once you make those and you go back and you reevaluate, then you do the other part of STOS, which is start to show.
Exactly.
Okay. You have to show. You have to show your relentlessness. You have to show your persistence. You have to show your commitment. You have to show your discipline.
Right.
Those are the things that makes STOS stand out from the rest.
Yeah. Yeah. That is... I mean, that's it in a nutshell. Some talk, others show is the STOS philosophy. It's a philosophy that you can take and incorporate into your everyday life, no matter what you do. You want to achieve something, don't just talk it. You got to show it.
Right.
That is the STOS philosophy in a nutshell. Everybody lives the STOS philosophy.
Everybody.
I think there was another one. Someone had asked, and actually, we're actually getting ready to wrap this up. We've talked about our typical days. Again, the typical days is the 9 to 5. We go to the 9 to 5, and we have careers. We have bills to pay.
Right.
So that's the focus is there. Hell, lunch breaks come, I'm sitting thinking about
we
STOS.
think about STOS.
You know, I leave work, you know, we leave work, go to the gym, mine is thinking about STOS. Get home, I mean, we're sending each other videos, you know, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, we're thinking about STOS, right? So it's just doing it. It's the house, it's daily, it's projects at home. It's, you know, I had someone ask me, a friend of mine asked me like, yo, how do you do it? And I'm like, you know what? I don't even think about it.
It's just doing it.
Right.
It's just doing it.
It's just, it is what it is.
If you ever watched, it's a movie, I don't know how many of you seen Top Gun Maverick. Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Now, when he went up there and he was telling, I think it was like Goose's son, and he was like, when you get up there, you don't think, you just do.
You just do. Yeah.
So it's kind of the same principle. You do want to think about it, but you want to be more of the doer.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to make sure that you're doing what you set out to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And don't let anything discourage you, no matter what it is. You're going to have losses. You're going to have failures, but all of that stuff makes you stronger.
Yeah.
It gets you more dedicated. It gets you more committed.
Yeah.
And those are the things that we incorporate here at STOS.
Yeah. And when the success comes, you enjoy it a whole lot more.
A whole lot more when you go through the process.
Going through the process and the hard times, and not shortchanging, and you know, you reap what you sow. If you're sowing, you know, you have to throw your all into it, right? That's where you're sowing. The reaping will come, and the benefits and the joy from it will be that much sweeter because you put that time in, because you persevere, and battle through and push through the hard times. You know, those rewards will come. So I mean, and that was one of the questions was, you know, how do you as far as giving advice to anyone who is trying to start their own business, and it's everything that we've been talking about. It's pushing through. It's never quitting, never giving up.
Staying
committed, giving yourself grace. Enjoy the small wins.
Yes. That is huge. That's huge.
Wins.
Enjoy the small wins. The small wins will lead you to the larger reward.
Listen, you do an event, you go into the event with 0 sales.
Right.
You get 1 sale, 2 sales, 3 sales. You know what? Enjoy that, because that then leads it. They take that, no matter what it is. It could be apparel. It could be, you could be selling food. You could be doing anything. But now they take it, they enjoy it, they talk about it, they tell someone else about it, and the word continues to spread from there. So, you know, enjoy those wins that you get.
Yep, definitely enjoy those wins.
Yeah.
Also, so in that, we're about to wrap this up and get up out of here. But we want y'all to definitely go check out the website.
Check out the website, www.STOS-brand-apparel.com.
Right.
Hit up our YouTube, STOS Brand Apparel, our Instagram, STOS Brand Apparel. We're on Facebook, STOS Brand Apparel.
TikTok,
STOS Brand Apparel. You know, you see the videos, you know, listen, go to the website, give STOS, you know, go to the website and purchase something.
Right.
Trust me,
you won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed. If you like what we have on right here, this is on our website.
This is on the website.
Everything we have on is on our website.
Yeah, and on the back of mine, you can't see it, but the back of mine, I'll even turn so you can
around so you can see.
You see blood and sweat. There's no time for tears. So, right? Because that's what it is, right? There's
blood and sweat.
There's no time. There's no time to cry about it. You gotta get it done. You know, our joggers. You see our joggers that we have on. So go to the website. Summertime is here. Men's shorts. We've got the shorts. Red, gray, black. Has the compression inside for your cell phone. Ladies, we have shorts coming. They're on the way.
They're on the way.
They're on the way.
On the way. New product alert. New product alert.
Yes. We'll make sure to put an image of it. We also have a new definition tee coming.
Yep. Absolutely, fellas. We got that for you, fellas. Y'all gonna like it. Women, y'all might like it too.
Yeah.
So check it out. Yeah. And if you if you're into fitness or you're into apparel, tap in with us. You know, put your
Yeah.
brand down there. We'd like to connect with you.
Yeah, we always
get with
support.
you. We always support other
Yeah.
businesses.
Yeah.
And we want to just meet other great quality people who are putting out other products.
Yeah.
So definitely put it down in the comments. Check us out. Go to
Yeah.
our pages. Follow, like, and subscribe to the
Like
video.
and subscribe.
And with that, that's it. That's
it.
episode 2. Telling you about the grind. We got episode 3 coming soon.
Yep.
Stay locked
tuned.
in with us.
Stay plugged.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah. STOS brand apparel, brand new line. No time for excuses, put your head down and grind. Some stay stagnant, stuck in place. A lot of people run their mouth. Some tore the show.